And welcome back to Sports Edge with UConn head coach Geno, who will take over the role as USA basketball coach coming up soon. And it seems like just the other day you were coaching the Olympic team to gold.
It all has happened kind of quickly. I think while you're doing it, it's really, really hard. And while you're going through it, it's like, oh, my God, why would I put myself through this? And then we got the season coming up as soon as I get home. But you miss it.
What did you learn from that first time around that you'll go back with this year and maybe do differently or do the same?
Well, John, the World Championship in 2010 was really my first big experience. I had the greatest time in the world, and the team did, and we played great, and we won, the World Championship and qualified for the Olympics. So I thought, I got this thing covered, I'm good. Then when the Olympics came around and I'm in London and we're playing and getting ready to win the Olympics, something like, all of a sudden, I guess I must have just realized, this is the Olympics.
Right.
And you kind of like start, maybe putting a lot more pressure on yourself and not quite as enjoy the process as much. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go back to where we were in 2010. Enjoy the whole process, enjoying my interaction with the kids, and hopefully Stewie will get a chance to be with me.
Yeah, I look at the players who will be coming out and trying out for this team. You could take 12, give me 12, and I'll take you on. I mean, it seems like you can't go wrong with the 12 you pick.
If I took 12 and I gave you 12,
I'd beat you,
And if you were to beat us with the 12 you had, given the 12 that I would take, the next time I saw you, it would be, so John, tell me, how's it feel coaching a gold medal team, and what are your plans for coaching UConn basketball this year?
I'll take a little time to think about it, but it was a long process. It kind of frustrated me at times. It was tough. I had to make a couple cuts late. But I think, when I sit down and think about it, reflect on it, I'll probably be back for another go-round in a couple of years.
Okay, so I just decided that I like his job way more than I like my job. But I'm not willing to lose.
Okay. Well, I want a trip to Brazil, so let's switch.
Yeah, there's a depth of talent there right now that we've never had, but certainly that's made the selection process much more difficult. But at the same time, I think we're the envy of the world, because it's an abundance of riches.
Do you kind of have an idea who might make it at this point?
There is some of that, but I think there's also some danger in that if you're not careful, because then you might be looking at it with blinders on and not recognize some great things being done by other players, and I think that's why there's a committee. Generally speaking, we usually end up with the best team.
You mentioned Stewie is coming out for tryouts. What an experience it's going to be for her, whether she makes the team or not.
Anytime you get to compete against the best players in the world, it can only make you better. The difference in the level of talent and experience, and you usually rise to that occasion. Mm-hmm. So for somebody like Stewie, being in that environment for 3 or 4 days is only going to make her an even better basketball player than she is today.
The World Championships are in Turkey, but
mm-hmm.
the road goes through Connecticut. You come to Bridgeport for an exhibition game. You excited about bringing that team to Connecticut?
Some of those players have played in Connecticut. Some have played against Connecticut, up here. And the fans are going to have some of their favorites that they're going to cheer for, and all of a sudden they're going to be cheering for kids they used to not cheer so much for. So I think it'll be a great event for everybody involved.
I'm going to home, pack my bags for Turkey, and then eventually Brazil. And since you want my job, you need to sign off and tell everyone to stay tuned for more Sports Edge.
Okay, this is Geno taking over for John Pearson, and John is in Istanbul, scouting out where the best restaurants and the best bathhouses are. Meanwhile, I'm here signing off and looking forward to seeing you guys on the next Sports Edge.